So the question really is onshore versus offshore. What's the difference? Which has more advantages and disadvantages? So I get your views as well on this to see which ones you tend to advise. The question, of course, is, do you tend to advise on bonds? Do you give advice on bonds to your clients? So I've got a table now, which I'll get rid of me for a little bit. I've got a table now, which is a lovely comparison of the two. And as always, these tables and these slides are put into the portal, so you can access these as well, or you can just email me and get a copy. So let me pop down the bottom here and we'll go through the differences. So what I've got for you here is feature, onshore, offshore. So we can have a lovely little comparison of the two. First of all, tax. Tax in the fund, that's the big one. Now, we've talked about this already. If it's an onshore bond, then the tax is roughly 20%. Well, it mitigates basic rate tax and capital gains tax. So it's their own rate they negotiate with HMRC. But it's essentially the fund is taxed at source, at basic rate tax. With offshore, there's no deduction of tax on the roll-up of the fund. It's gross roll-up. You don't get it off. It's not tax-free, but there's nothing taken off of the fund itself up front, so it grows quicker, which has its advantages, of course. Tax on gains, chargeable gains. Obviously, there's income tax, which we talked about, and the same for offshore. So there's no advantage there. When you do a chargeable event and you work out the chargeable gain, you have to work out the income tax according to your rate on the chargeable gain. And there's no difference in income tax for onshore or offshore. In fact, the offshore will have more income tax to pay, which is the key of them. Top slicing, yes, available on both. We had a query on this last week, actually. Got a comment there from Lee, come on to you secondly. We had a query on this last week when we did some training about offshore. A couple of you were thinking that offshore you couldn't use top slicing, but again, we investigated that and you can. HMRC have confirmed that you can use top slicing for both. And we'll do some calculations on top slicing next week. Starting rate band, no on the onshore, yes on the offshore. So what we're talking about is starting rate band for income tax. That's something to think about. We'll look at that when we do some calculations. So that's a good one. That's an advantage there of offshore. Personal savings allowance you can use for both, because this is effectively interest, you see, from a bond. That's how it's categorised. So you get your personal savings allowance and your starting rate band for deposit tax, savings tax on these things. Let's just pop up there, get out of the way. Non-taxpayer gains. Well, onshore, there's no more tax for non-taxpayers. They've paid it, they can't get it back. Offshore, of course, there is no tax. So if the client is a non-taxpayer when they encash the bond, which is probably highly unlikely, then there's no tax to pay. Because remember, they've got the starting rate band, they've got the personal savings allowance, and they've got all allowances that might mean that they're a non-taxpayer. But there's no way of doing that on the onshore bond because tax is deducted at source. You can't reclaim it. That's important. Basic rate taxpayer gains. Again, no more tax on the onshore because it's been paid for, isn't it? But offshore you have to pay it because you've deferred it effectively. So it's got to be paid. So that's important. Reclaim overpay tax. Well, no, you can't. And it's not really applicable because you would never overpay tax on an offshore bond because you pay it on the chargeable event. So it's an interesting point, isn't it? High rate taxpayer gains. Well, high rate taxpayers got to pay another 20% on the chargeable gain. Offshore, they've got to pay 40% because they haven't paid any tax. They've got to pay the full 40%. And that's, of course, the same for additional rate. They'd only have to pay 25% because they've paid basic rate, but these guys would have to pay 45% on the offshore, which is important. 5% withdrawals are available on both. So just get out of the way so you can see the full frame on that one, which I think is a good description of the two.